Next up, while we keep flying through, is the best gig from an international act that you saw in 2018. As per the previous category, except the artist must not be from Australia. I've got one from Tim before we move along, and that is Queens of the Stone Age. He saw them, and he also gave a special mention to the Libertines as well. He loved those two gigs for 2018. But Nikki?
All right. Honourable mentions, I kept it to 2. Gene, but not Ace, because Ace sucked, but Gene rocked. Papa Roach, way back in January, was sensational. Now, this is my absolute shocker of the night. I think this is the most shocking thing I'm ever going to say, and I can't believe it's on camera.
Probably not.
No, this one's out there. My favourite gig was from a band I can't fucking stand. Is it? And that was Steel Panther.
Yes!
Wow.
Hello. Well done, Brendan. Brendan dragged her kicking and screaming to a gig.
Okay,
And they put on a hell of a show. Credit where it's due.
The conversation around that, if I could ever publish this shit legally in public, it'd be fucking amazing. But yeah.
I've got one honourable mention, and that was the Extreme Mr. Big gig at the Forum. 2 bands that actually I saw Extreme back in the day, but I've never seen Mr. Big. I thought I'd never see Mr. Big. Pretty much every guitarist in Melbourne was at this gig, watching Nuno and Paul Gilbert, and that was just yeah, it was unbelievable. I mean, that was, and the things they pulled it off as well, because like as much shit as a band like Extreme or Mr. Big get, that is some pretty hard shit to play. But both bands brought the A game. I also got to meet the bands as well. Got a whole heap of shit signed, so that kind of helped add to it. Loved it. But my best international gig was one of my favourite ever artists, Roger Waters, the Us and Them tour at the Rod Laver Arena in February. That's the first concert I've been to where the artists actually used the whole venue as a stage prop. So I mean, there was obviously video screens behind him and everything like that. But there was inflatables flying around. Half the venue became an industrial estate halfway through the gig. Lasers pointing everywhere, which at the end of it made the whole venue look like the Pink Floyd Prism. Everything, and not only that, but this guy used Rod Laver Arena and he used 360-degree sound. Yeah. So this is a live gig, but there was panning and stuff like that. You'd hear people talking. You'd think it's a person behind you, but it's not. It's something that's coming off stage. I've seen it done in smaller venues. I think Stephen Wilson from Porcupine Tree's done it at the Billboards. Never seen it done at Rod Laver, and it sounded perfect. Normally with all that kind of stuff happening, it's to take away from what's happening on stage. But no, this guy put in 2.5 hours and he knew what people wanted to hear. So it was wall-to-wall Pink Floyd, pardon the pun, wall-to-wall Pink Floyd classics, the best of his solo material. He kept the political, social commentary to a bit of a minimum. Yep. But yeah, that was a fantastic gig, which was not topped by.
Yeah, I don't want to repeat what everyone else, but my honourable mentions were, of course, Steel Panther, because that was just an amazing gig and a fantastic night. The Mr. Big Extreme one was another one that I absolutely loved. Dweezil Zappa at the Forum was an incredible night. If you are a Zappa fan, that is just really, really difficult music. Performed to perfection, was incredible. But the gig for me again was Roger Waters.
Wow.
The gig that makes you get goosebumps and the hair on your arm stand up and you're almost brought to tears by guitar solos. When that happens, you know you're at something pretty bloody special, and the visuals that go along with it. It was an incredible bloody night, and for me, Roger Waters, best gig of the year.
Lovely. I didn't see Roger Waters. I would have liked to have seen.
That's
Roger
the one
Waters.
I'm spewing I missed the most.
Yeah, it would have been good.
Yeah.
I actually forgot that I went to some international gigs this year.
Which we've covered off just on the way through here.
Yeah, but I did see Extreme and Mr. Big, and that was really cool. And who else? Oh, Pink. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can all fucking boo, right, or whatever, or throw shit at me, but she puts on an amazing show, seriously.
No, she was awesome.
Yeah, but I went to Sydney and saw Foreigner at the Opera House.
Oh.
With a big symphony orchestra, and it was one of the best shows I've ever seen in my life. I'd never been to the Sydney Opera House before.
Really?
I'd never been inside it, yeah.
Wow.
But just to see them, even though it's only whatever his name is, the only original member, just the musicianship of those dudes was incredible. And the singer, man. Yeah, and the orchestra, goosebumps.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, I only went to one international gig, quote unquote.
Should have made this easy.
It was very easy. It didn't suck. It's the honourable mention as opposed to...
Honourable mention, the support band.
There was no support band. It's one that Jimmy drove me along to, actually, which was a the only thing I went to from an international artist all year, which was bizarre, was the Scotty spoken word show.
Yeah.
It was hard to describe. It had good and bad points about it. It's obviously going to be the only thing I've got in this category, so it's going to have to go in there. But I don't think we're quite there with how to handle spoken word shows in this country. I think the audience don't know when to erupt and have fun and when they don't know. But the stories he told, they were really fucking cool. Yeah. And just wish that there was just maybe a better setup for it. Something more like this would have gone better for that than having a lecture hall kind of setup, I think, in my opinion. But it was really cool to hear those stories either way. But that was the only one I went to, and I got to see Scott Ian play guitar for a minute or two.
Yeah.
So
I saw him do spoken word with Chris Jericho a few years ago,
Yeah.
and they were double booked, and we're all stuck in the staircase at the top
yeah,
of town,
yeah.
and we ended up sort of all crammed in this room. But that was a good night because it was a room like this. You can just imagine this like jam packed, and everyone's so close, and it was fantastic.
And when I
You
did
a
Seven
good job.
Townsend here was really cool.
Yeah.
That was really cool. It was just a big sort of... Having a big environment like a lecture hall doesn't really suit the vibe for mine.
He's an interesting dude.
Yeah.
Well, Dee Snider's doing it at the Croc in a couple of weeks, so that's going to be pretty interesting.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah, especially given certain circumstances.
Yeah, well, we're plugging future shows as well as doing 2018 stuff. On that note, time to move along to the next segment.
Yeah.
What was the next one?
Best debut release.
I hope I've interpreted the definition
Yep.
correctly.
You're welcome. You too. We'll boogie our best up here. Nikki will do the boogieing for us.